Welcome. You're listening to Just Minding My Business 24/7, where we are moving at the speed of God, learning what we didn't know we didn't know. I'm your host, Ida Crawford, on the Amazing Women of Power, the world's leading positive programming network powered by Raven International.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Just Minding My Business 24/7 Radio, where we are moving at the speed of God, learning what we didn't know we didn't know. I am excited to bring to the mic today Chalonda Webb, who is a multifaceted entrepreneur whose passion goes far beyond her personal gratifications. She has dedicated herself to helping and empowering others to be the best that they can be, whether it's career, finance, weight loss, or finding whatever it is that makes you happy. Chalonda is also a seasoned businesswoman, a regional property manager with more than 10 years of multifaceted background in the real estate industry, including all areas of residential property management, new construction lease-up, and maintenance. Chalonda is experienced in all administrative and financial functions and serves as a prime liaison between management and ownership. Her enterprises include Avalon Financial, specializing in credit repair, budgeting, business credit and funding, and Webb, which caters to managing assets of owners in the Mid-Atlantic region. Her first book, which is going to take you on her dramatic weight loss journey, and she's also going to be publishing her guide, Secrets to Six Figures. Well, welcome to the show, Chalonda. You are just a multifaceted woman. I am just excited to hear all about your journey and the things that you're doing.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. So tell us about your companies and how you support your clients.
The Chalonda Webb brand, there's so many layers to Chalonda, and when we first sat down to kind of make the Chalonda brand enterprises, we kind of said, all right, there's so many layers to you. There's so many things that you're good at. How do we tie all these things into making one great venture? So we started off with what I was most successful in, which was the property management aspect of my life. And we said, well, there are so many homeowners that, don't know the laws to help protect them from, renting and, doing rehab. Let's cover that under Webb. And then we also had clients that they didn't understand the credit aspect of, purchasing homes, getting into apartments, credit cards, and things like that. So that's why we branched off with Avalon Financial. And then there's also the bigger piece of me that I lost 187 pounds doing gastric bypass, and I wanted to put that piece out. So that's the third piece of the enterprise that we kind of put together. So that's how we kind of come together, and that's what Chalonda Webb Enterprises is kind of made of.
Wow. Okay. All right. Now, Avalon Financial, credit for many, many people is a huge thing, and it probably doesn't have to be, because I think it just takes focusing on getting good credit.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times people need to get started, and that's probably the hardest piece of it, to get off of that rat race and really get started and focused on, getting your credit together. So tell our audience, some of the things that they can begin to do today in order to improve their credit.
So the biggest misconception about credit is if you ignore it, it doesn't exist. So a lot of times, the biggest step to getting started to anything, and that's just not just for credit, that's any area in your life, is acknowledging what's there, and you can't acknowledge what's there until you actually know. So I have a lot of clients that call me up and say, well, I think I have a 450 or I think I have a 650, and you don't really know. So the first step is opening up a monitoring software of some sort, and there's a million out there that you can choose from. My personal favorite is Credit Check Total because it takes the actual FICO score. And most of my clients are looking to purchase homes. So, and that's the first start you can do. Knowing what's on your credit, who you owe, what your scores are, your good habits and your bad habits, that's the first step that you can do today to kind of, get you in the right direction. The second thing that you want to do is familiarize with yourself, your spending habits, your habits, knowing what you do to make your credit look the way it looks. And, if you need help, that's where we come in. There's nothing in credit that you can't do yourself, but that's why we have experts out here to kind of say, well, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to stop doing. So seeking that counsel if you need it. So those are some of the things that you can start doing, like right away. Like tomorrow you can wake up and open up that software and kind of see where you are.
Okay. Can you repeat the name of that software again?
Sure, it's Credit Check Total. I think Credit Check Total should actually pay me. I advertise so much, but it's so user-friendly. It's, my 17-year-old, because we're starting her off with learning about credit. She's about to go to college. She uses it, and although she doesn't have credit, we're slowly building her, and if she can use it, anybody can use it. It's color-coded. It gives you alerts. This is how much you're spending in your credit cards. It's a helpful tool. So creditchecktotal.com is by far my favorite.
Oh, awesome. And that's the other thing I heard you say, that you're teaching your daughter, and that's one of the things that I'm doing with my son. Mm-hmm. And I kind of started him off with learning about money when he was 8 years old.
Yes.
Having his first little, savings account, filling out his deposit slips, and started to get him to understand that money is a tool, and you really have to utilize it properly. And, one of the things that as kids, especially younger kids, everything they see they want.
Right.
So we had to go through that thing about, what commercials are designed for, that kind of thing. They want you to buy their stuff because they're in the business of making money.
Absolutely.
But you have to ask yourself, do I need this? Right.
That's the big thing with kids is knowing, and there's so many tools out there for kids that a lot of us we're unaware of because the times are changing. They weren't like they were before. I was 11 and my mother was making me do bank deposits to teach me how to do things. But they got little credit cards out there now that you can attach to your bank account that you're responsible for your child. And in the schools now they're teaching them how to balance a checkbook and do statistics and things like that. So there's so many tools that if we can just get the word out there with your bank. Chase Bank is a good one. They have a great Navy Federal one is also another good one. The credit union, they have a great student account. So these are all things that we can do for our children and kind of teach them now because, growing up, I didn't really know about credit until I got older. So great place to start is your bank.
Same here. I didn't learn about it until I got older. So, the younger people really have a big jump on us because they're getting it at a very, very young age.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. That's a great thing. Okay. The other question, I noticed you did some funding stuff, and a lot of business people, I'm sure, want to hear this because even though a lot of times your business starts at the kitchen table, at some point it's going to move into a place where you're going to need funding. Mm-hmm. So tell us about, what that looks like in your company.
Well, Avalon, we want to take the stigmatism out of not only credit repair but business funding. We try to be upfront and honest. What we do is you bring to the table your puzzle pieces, and what we do is either we put them together where they make sense for you, or we put them together and we add to them. So, some people come and they say, I have this perfect credit, but my business doesn't, what do I do with my business? And what we do is we take your personal credit and we take your business credit and profile and we build it to where it looks presentable for underwriters. We build you from ground zero. And, everybody doesn't come from ground zero, but most people that come to Avalon, they come from ground zero where they don't have anything. They don't have a paydex score through Dun & Bradstreet. They don't have we have some clients that don't even have an EIN number to start. They have never filed taxes. They haven't done anything. So what we do is we put you on that, that road to greatness to make sure that once you sit in front of the underwriter and your file is there, your taxes, your website, your phone number. We even go as deep as a fax number because they're looking for all of that. Because when a lender is looking to lend to you, they want to make sure that they can find you. They want to make sure that you're a reputable company, and we make sure all that's covered. So that's where funding starts, to make sure that you're presentable, and then we build from there. Good foundation, you're golden.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And then I also see where you manage assets, owner assets. So what's that look like?
So with Millennial Webb, with being a regional manager for so long, what I did was I managed sometimes, 1,000 units at one time for, different owners and developers and things like that. So what I did was I took it down to a smaller scale for, and eventually we'll grow and we'll do larger things. But right now I wanted to kind of focus on the individuals that, hey, I may have 2 or 3 houses or one house, and I'm not familiar with what's right and what's wrong, what should I do, what should I rent for. So we take you from, this is your asset, this is how much rent you should be charging, this is what would, be the best thing to market. This is how you should market your product. We even go as far as, screening your tenant to make sure you have the best tenant. We take all the liability off, so there's no breaking any fair housing laws. You're covered with us. So we took it on a smaller scale because all the management companies, they seem to cater to the larger aspect of management. So we dumbed it down, and we cater to the everyday owner that just needs assistance, late letters, notices, rent court, things that you just don't have time for or you're just not educated in. We take all that guesswork out of it.
Wow, I like that. So I'm sure the real estate investors love you.
They do. They love to see us coming, and we even take it to the point where, hey, do you want to, expand your portfolio? Let's, see if we can make you some revenue different ways, and you expand, and you go next door, and you buy a property next door around the corner, and we keep growing your portfolio until you say stop. So we just don't stop at management. We do project management where we're growing, because when my clients make money, I make money, so we always want to see you grow.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, my son has just entered into the real estate investment arena.
Ooh.
So he's just getting started. So I know we're going to definitely need your expertise, especially when he starts doing the buy and hold piece of it. So that's I'm glad to know you.
Well, we also do the flipping side too. That's where the project management piece comes in. So the Millennial Webb not only has the property management side, we also have the development side where we do a lot of the project management, the redevelopment. We put together. We even go in and do due diligence if you want us to buy an apartment complex. We put the numbers together for you so where it makes sense. If you want to do a hard money deal, we put those numbers together to make sure that they make sense for the lender. So there's a broad spectrum of what we do under Millennial Webb, but we get the job done on both development side and management side.
Oh, wow. So you're all around, everything is right there that you need if you are, in the real estate investing business. That's
One-stop
great.
shop and save.
Yes, I like it. Absolutely. Yes. Let me think, because you've got so much going on here. I don't know where to continue here, because it's just a wealth A wealth of information, and my mind right now is just twirling around, Absolutely. So, how long have you been in your business?
Well, the business, 2007 is when I officially stopped working for my mother. My mother had a PRP company for many years. And when I stopped working for her, I wanted to open up my own business. Now, the tricky part of when people ask me that question, all of my entities just officially turned 1 year old because this is the first year that I kind of jumped. So I left my job, I don't have a 9-to-5. I solely have Chalonda Webb Enterprises. So we officially turned 1 in that aspect. But as far as the entities being around, they've been around since 2007. So there's a 2-part answer to that question. But to make the faith walk, to leave the job and to say I'm not coming back and to relocate my family to a place where it just made sense for an entrepreneur, we did that October 6th of 2016.
Wow. And that's going to be another topic that I'm going to discuss going forward, making that jump and what that looks like, because I'm sure there's a lot of emotions involved,
yeah.
and a whole lot of good stuff, because I'm on my way to jumping.
Jump.
I can't wait. Trust me. For sure. Okay. Now talk to me about this book that's coming out.
The first one is about, we're trying to put them out simultaneously, but realistically, I think the weight loss book will be here first because I'm more passionate about talking about it all the time. I was 347 pounds, and one day I sat in church, and one of the bishops said, Chalonda, where God wants to take you, I know that you're confident in being, because I was clean, big girl, but you got to get some of that weight off of you. And 2 years later, I said, you know what, I'm going to do it, because what I needed to do for my business, I needed to be healthy. But I didn't have any self-control, and I knew that. So when we made the decision to do the gastric bypass, it was something that it took me a year to kind of decide if I was going to do it or not. And once I decided, I said, well, if I'm going to do it this way, I don't want to look like I've had gastric bypass. And I succeeded. And nobody really knows I had gastric bypass unless I tell them, or if they already knew going into it. And we did it the right way. We had nutritionists, we had, health coach. I had a great doctor, and all of these people are being incorporated into this book because it's not anything that people should be scared of. It's something that if it's done the right way and you follow the plan that, the doctors and, your support system give to you, it's a great tool, but there's also a downside to it with emotions and family. My kids are in the book. My husband is in the book, and we kind of give pieces of how they feel, because it's hard to watch somebody go through the change of losing another person. When you lose 180 pounds, it's like, whew, you just, lost another person.
Absolutely.
So that's what that book's about.
I can't wait. That sounds like that's going to be a good read for sure. And I'm definitely know it's going to help some people out there that may be contemplating making the same move that you made. So I can definitely see that supporting many, many people. Okay, tell me about this second publication.
The second one is something I love to talk about this subject too, and I have a great new blueprint on the 6-figure salary. And for many years, I did the 6-figure job with property management. But how do I take that same aspect and apply it to me, to where I get a chance to put my kids on a school bus, cook them dinner, be in my house and still, maybe go to the office when I want to. How can I make that happen? And we all hear, oh, you got to have multiple streams of income, and you got to do this. And I believe that wholeheartedly. However, I feel that, being a jack of all trades and a master of none plays a big part of why people fail with making the income that they want, because there's a such thing as having multiple streams of income in things that you're purposed to do. I may be purposed to, repair credit and, make people financially free. You may be, equipped to bake cakes and pies and, do the whole, wedding cake thing. My job is to teach you how to take that one thing and find 6 to 7 things that you can make money from. So if you can teach classes to little kids on how to make cakes and then turn around and sell your cakes in a boutique or sell your recipes, write a cookbook, these are the multiple streams of income that you can do so that you don't feel like you're just doing things just to make money. You're fulfilling a purpose and you're fulfilling yourself. And they say the average millionaire makes $525 an hour. So in this book, it breaks down, how can I make $525 an hour to be a millionaire? So that's what we're working towards. The first half of the book is about my journey, 1 year in business and clearing over 6 figures. We did it. And so everything in the book is not like, oh, we think. No, the Webbs did it. And that's what that book's about.
All right. I know that's right. And it's funny you would talk about that, taking your purpose and, finding all different ways to earn money from what you love. And it's very, early on in my life, when I was focused on money that way, I found myself doing different things that I wasn't purposed to do. And what you end up doing is wasting money. Yeah. Because you don't stick with it.
Yeah,
so,
you're not interested.
Right. I mean, you're just doing it for the money. So I quickly learned that I have to take the money away. You have to take it away and really focus on the passion, the craft, the development, and when you do it that way, the money will come.
Yeah. That's our belief here at Avalon. We have people that work here because I set up people that really have a desire to learn how to, fix credit and help other people. And the first thing that, I say out of my mouth, hey, you want to join Avalon team, you can't worry about the paycheck. Yes, we're human, so we think about, I have rent due, mortgage due, car payment due, insurance. We all think about that. But the minute you take the focus off the money and do what you enjoy to do, money will just attract to you because you're changing the dynamic of how you feel and how you look at life. You change the whole way that you've looked at it from, being taught that I have to be at this 9 to 5 to make this money to provide to where you're getting up. And I enjoy getting up every day to know that I can come down to my computer and, do what I do without any restrictions and, any, hold on my life or I'm happy. So the money just comes. Even, we woke up today and my husband rolled over and he said, there's $2,000 in the bank account. I said, really? And, because you just stop looking for it and you just get up and do. Right. So that's what that book does.
All right. So you're going to have two good reads coming out. Oh, my goodness. I am just excited.
Me too.
Yes, absolutely. So, Chalonda, tell our audience how they can connect with you.
Sure. So the first way, of course, if you want to do Instagram, it is chalondawebb.com. So the dot is spelled out D-O-T. It's at CHALONDA, Webb, W-E-B-B, D-O-T.com. So we have a lot of good stuff on there. That's my personal life, and I mix it in with some business stuff too, because a lot of this I want people to kind of know about me as far as business and personal. We also have our IG page, Avalon Financial, so it's at Avalon Financial. Then you can flop over to Facebook, and we have an Avalon Financial, same name. And you can also reach me at Chalonda Glover Webb, which is my personal Facebook as well, which just kind of coincides with the business. And if all else fails, you can reach me anyway from ChalondaWebb.com, and that'll take you to Avalon Financial page, that'll take you to Millennium Web, that'll take you to any social media feed that we have, it'll take you there. So if you can't remember anything, ChalondaWebb.com.
All right. Yes, indeed. And audience, you are going to be hearing from her more than you think.
Yes.
Yes, you will, because I am excited to just listening to you and, talk about your passion. I can feel, you can tell when people are really passionate about what they're doing because you can feel it.
Yes.
You can actually feel the vibration from the conversation. So I'm excited that our lives have crossed, and I am looking forward to what God has in the stars for us.
Yes, absolutely. I can't wait. And thank you for having me. I really enjoy you. You're so easy to talk to as well. So
thank you. Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, and I wish we could go on and on and on, but we are at the top of the hour. And one more time, information, just so people can hear it again.
Sure. It's on the Internet. It's ChalondaWebb.com, ChalondaWebb.com. That will lead you to every social media site. It even has some drop-downs. It'll lead you to Millennium Web, Avalon Financial, anywhere you want to go. Push come to shove, you can always call me. 844-344-2167 is Avalon. 844-343-WEB, WEBB, is for Millennium Web. You can do that there, but ChalondaWebb.com.
All right. Well, you've heard it from Chalonda. So thank you, audience, and thank you, Chalonda, and we will definitely talk again. This show is brought to you by the amazing women of a Sister Circle Empowerment Network, Ascend LLC, where we are never in competition but always in collaboration, and our valuable sponsor, Prodigy Accounting Services. Visit Prodigy Accounting Services at www.fli-inc.com. That's www.fli-inc.com. Are you interested in becoming a sponsor for Just Minding My Business 24/7 radio? Or would you like to know what a Sister Circle Empowerment Network, Ascend LLC, is all about? Then shoot us an email at asistercircle@gmail.com. That's ASISTAS circle@gmail.com. Please visit our website at asistercircle.org. Looking forward to hearing from you.
You've been listening to Just Minding My Business 24/7, where we are moving at the speed of God, learning what we didn't know we didn't know. I'm your host, Ida Crawford, on the Amazing Women of Power, the world's leading positive programming network powered by Raven International. Many blessings to you and yours, and thank you for listening.